everyone, Screaming Geek Media. I am Jay the Geek. Today we got a review for you. We're going to talk about Excalibur on 4K. But before we get into this, if you like physical media, 4Ks, Blu-rays, even DVDs, if you like home theaters, movies in general, please check out my other videos on my channel because I do these reviews. I do unboxings. I do collection updates every month. I do different discussions. So check that stuff out. Hit the like button. Subscribe. Turn your bell notifications on. And always feel free to comment below. Let me know what you think of anything at any time. So let's talk about Excalibur on 4K. You know, the movie came out in 1981, PG. I'm surprised it got a PG rating. And after watching this, I was like, damn, the rating committee, they were really lenient back then. You know, directed by John Borman. And the cast, I mean, you got... The names are pretty big names now, but at the time, they were, you know, pretty much no names. You know, you never heard of these actors back then. You got Nigel Terry, Helen Mirren, Liam Neeson, major star now, Paul Jeffrey, Nicole Williamson, Gabriel Byrne. So you got some major Hollywood players that weren't quite up to that standard back then. They were just like, oh yeah, who's these guys? I completely forgot about Liam Neeson. And as I was watching, I was like, that looks like Liam Neeson. Yeah, that is. I forgot he's in this. So basically the movie, you know, here follows the legend of the Excalibur sword and the whole everything of Arthur. And it follows even, before Arthur, how he was conceived, born, growing up, all the little stages of his life, and how he became king. And I've always loved this movie. I grew up with this, as a kid. So after that, every time they made a movie about King Arthur or Excalibur, I never liked them. They just, because I grew up with this, nothing measured up to this. I remember when they did the movie First Night with Richard Gere and Sean Connery. The first time I watched this, I was like, this sucks. I grew up with Excalibur, and it's like nothing compares to this movie. But I can see why maybe the newer generation might not like it, because people look at things differently now. So for the newer generation, this might be overhyped, but I still love this as much as today as I did back then. And my wife wanted to watch it, so both of us watched this last weekend. Now, this 4K comes from Arrow Video. Again, just came out last week. This was a high on my bucket list 4K. I wanted to see. I'm so glad that Arrow tackled it. And the movie was filmed in 35mm, finished with HDR10 and Dolby Vision. And from the opening scene, I mean, my jaw was on the floor. This thing is breathtaking. Because the opening scene, nighttime battle scene, you see a lot of silhouettes, different color hues, the way it's all lit, and be the cold temperatures, you see the steam, coming off, the horses breathing, all the fog, and you got the fire. This thing just, again, freaking phenomenal from the opening. Color saturation, phenomenal. The blacks, rich, deep blacks. The textures and details really pop. Especially Merlin's, robe he has, those textures there. Armors, some of the grit and grime, shiny armor. The sweat on the faces during close-ups. One scene when the original king, the Excalibur sword, when he shoves it into the stone, seeing the sparks coming off the sword as it goes in, that pops off the screen. So from beginning to end, this thing is just phenomenal. This is reference quality here. Even my wife, I mean, she isn't into 4Ks like me. She rarely says much, watching the movie. She just doesn't really care about it. But even her, she was like, this looks pretty good. Oh, man, look at that. So if you impress her, you're doing a pretty damn good job. As far as comparing it with Blu-rays, I've never owned a Blu-ray. I only had a DVD, so this was a major upgrade for me. So I cannot tell you how much of a difference it is between an older Blu-ray, but I'm sure this probably blows away the Blu-ray. I mean, I don't see how the Blu-ray could have looked this freaking good. For the audio, they gave us a couple choices here. We got DTS HD Master Audio 5.1 and a mono track. And I thought I would give it a shot. I thought I'd give the 5.1 a shot. Sometimes a lot of older movies, when they remix them to surround, they don't do a good job. Sometimes they do. So even though a lot of time the purists, we prefer the original tracks, it's nice that they do try to do a remix. So I thought I'd give it a chance, and I started watching it, and I didn't even finish the opening scene. It's just a 5.1 track. It's clear. I mean, the dialogue is clear, but the mixing, it just doesn't sound natural. It does, you hear things out of every speaker, but just, I didn't like the sound of it, so I immediately switched through the audio tracks. My wife was like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, I'm switching to the mono. And I watched the rest of the movie in a mono track, and it was pleasing. I mean, yeah, it wasn't in your face, but everything was there. Everything was clear. Even some of the subtle sounds. A couple of scenes around the woods where everything is quiet, you hear birds chirping. I didn't hear any crackling or hissing. So for a mono track, they did an incredible job. So that'll be up to you what you prefer. Again, the 5.1 is there. Everything is, all the speakers, but it just doesn't sound right for me. Maybe you might like it, but, give it a try, see if you like it. But if not, the mono track is very well done. Now for the packaging, they did give us a chunky box edition here. Take off the slip cover. You got the box here. Again, nice sturdy box. I like that it's not chintzy, cheap cardboard. And we'll start off with the poster. And even here, being brand new, it's got that fresh off the presses smell to it. And we got a horizontal poster here. And then the vertical poster. Again, it's just like that whiff. It just is freaking brand new. And then we got a big, thick booklet here. A gorgeous artwork here. And of course, the director, John Boorman, with the sword. And it's got a lot of photos and a lot of reading material here. The production and all that. I forget how many pages this actually is. 118 pages, so fairly good sized booklet here. Then for standard Arrow keep case, got the front there and a back. And it does have reversible cover art. And we've got the original here, which I think I'm going to go ahead and switch over to. I actually prefer the original. The new is decent. It's updated. It's not bad. I've seen worse. And it's also got some stuff inside before. Well, it's got the typical Arrow. And it's got an advertisement in the Mouth of Madness. And then we've got some art cards. And they're actually double-sided. So here's the first one. And then, of course, again, you got John Boorman on it. Excalibur sword. And Nigel Terry as King Arthur. Some more gorgeous artwork there. So the new artwork is nice. Just for the cover, I prefer the old. And we got Nicol Williamson there, Merlin. And of course, now we got Mordred. And Guinevere. Now this is a 3-disc set. You've got the 4K version here, the theatrical version, and audio commentaries as well. And then we've got disc 2 is a Blu-ray, which has the bonus features. And then the 3rd disc is another Blu-ray with a TV version and more another bonus feature on we'll get to here in a second. So very well done, because rarely, majority of Arrow's releases only are 1 disc. So they went all out here. We got 3 discs for you. Now for the bonus features here, we got a lot to read through here. I'm just going to go through everything. Got a brand new audio commentary by Brian Hull, which is the author of The Cinema of John Boorman. Got another brand new commentary by filmmaker David Kittredge, director of Boorman and the Devil. Then we have an archive audio commentary by director John Boorman. So we got 3 audio commentaries on the 4K disc, with the 2 of them being brand new. Now disc 2, the features, we have the making of Excalibur, Myth into Movie. It's a never before released 48 documentary directed by Neil Jordan during the production of Excalibur. So even though it's all archival footage, but says it's never been released, so it's new, but it's old. Then we got To Be a Knight and Follow a King. It's a brand new interview with director John Boorman and actor Charlie Boorman. When Death Was But a Dream. It's a brand new interview with creative associate Neil Jordan. The Charm of Making, a new interview with production designer Anthony Pratt. Confessions of a Professional, Pain in the Ass, a newly filmed interview with second unit director Peter McDonald. Anam Cara, a new featurette on the working friendship of John Boorman and co-writer Rospo Pallenberg, featuring a newly filmed interview with Pallenberg. Divided Nature, a brand new featurette by film historians Howard S. Berger and Kevin Marr. And there's also trailers and image galleries. Now, I started going through some of that. The interviews are interesting. There's a lot of info on those interviews. And just the format of the interviews are kind of boring, in my opinion. Other people probably might like them, but I couldn't sit through them just the way they're done. I found the same thing with the Hitcher from Second Sight. There's tons of interviews on that one. I just got bored out of my mind. I couldn't sit through them. So the same here. You might like them, but it is nice that they are there for you to check out. Now, that being said, the 3rd disc has the TV version of the film, which is 120 minutes. It was previously unavailable on home video, and it comes with the original lossless mono audio. Then we have what's really cool. It's Excalibur, Behind a Movie. It's a 50-minute retrospective documentary in which cast and crew look back on the making of the film. Both my wife and I really loved this featurette. Because, 50 minutes of newer interviews. And of course, some of the cast have passed on, so some of these were done before they had passed, several years ago. But it was great where they were looking back, talking about it. I mean, you have interviews of Liam Neeson, Gabriel Byrne, Helen Mirren, Nigel Terry, Paul Jeffrey, Nicole Williamson. So as far as the bonus features go, that was our favorite part. That was very enjoyable. So definitely put that third disc in. That is very well done. So to wrap it up, phenomenal job here. This is only my 2nd Arrow release that I've bought this year. The first one was Under Siege, which was freaking phenomenal. They've hit the ground running. They are doing a great job so far. I know Salem's Lot is the next big one coming out. I haven't ordered it yet. Again, I'm being kind of conservative. I want to get it. I'm just kind of waiting. So this is a must-have. If you like this movie, you have to get this 4K. It is freaking phenomenal. The visual, I mean, this is what 4K is all about. Taking old classics and making them look pristine, but still keeping that grain structure and keeping the depth that it deserves. So I cannot recommend this enough. Now, you can get this right now on Amazon. It's $36.99. Diabolic is $39.99, and Orbit DVD is $38.99. But all three was showing that they still had them in stock. And it's just a gamble. I mean, normally Arrow does a good job. Their stuff, it doesn't go out of stock. Rare. I mean, it's kind of rare. It does happen. So you get a little bit of FOMO where you want to get something thinking that it could sell out. This one, I don't know. It is a popular movie. It's iconic, cult classic. And if it does sell out, though, Arrow's normally pretty good about putting out a standard version eventually. So if you miss out, just wait and you will get it. Like last year, Dark City, they put out the chunky box and it sold out. And I missed out because I had my head up my ass and I was boycotting them and I refused to buy it. And now I missed out on it. I had to buy a regular version. So I'll leave that up to you if you feel, I mean, you know, $37 to $40, not a bad price considering what you get here. Considering what studios are charging for a bare bones 4K nowadays, you know, $30 for crap. And you spend, you know, another $10 and you get something like this. Yeah, it is worth it. But if you don't care about this, if you don't need to have this chunky box and want to pay that much, you know, wait for a sale or just wait for the standard version to come out probably maybe later maybe end of the year or maybe early next year. I'd probably say probably near the end of this year because I know Dark City came out in the summer and near the end of the year is, I think, fall. I think September, October, or November that the standard came out. So if you want to wait, this will be out the standard this year. But no matter what route you go, you have to get this on 4K. So that does it for my look at the 4K of Excalibur. Please check out my other videos on my channel. Like, subscribe, turn your bell notifications on. You know, comment below. Let me know what you think. Are you a fan of Excalibur? Have you bought this yet? You kind of been waiting to hear what all the hype is about, if this actually lives up to the hype or not. And I say yes. So let me know if you're thinking about getting this. We'll see you soon. Geek out.